Okay, can you see this? Should be, right? Perfect. So we already did the white cards. Summary was they're pretty broken. So we have heroes, which is white-green apparently, and which seems to be crazy strong. Probably what I think is the best or the strongest archetype so far from what I've seen in white. Then there's teamwork. I think white-blue. I'm not sure. I think it was white-blue, which was probably I think it's the second strongest. And then there's also attack with one creature is white-black, I think. And then you have Boros, prowess, white-red. Is what I think is going to happen. Again, I only looked at the white cards. I haven't seen a single other card. I haven't seen any reviews. I have no clue what's going to happen. But from what I've seen and from all the flip cards and everything, I think that's the archetypes that white has. And yeah, they look very strong. So let's start with blue. We have the Aerial Doombot, 1/1 flying, power up 6. So power up is you can either pay it later, so you play this guy for 1 and then just use it whenever you want to, or you play it and then you reduce the cost by whatever his mana cost was. So if you play it and activate it right away, it's only 6 mana in total to play it out and activate this. I think that's how it works, right? Activate each power-up ability only once, reduce the cost if it enters this turn. Yeah, so you don't have to do this, but it's cheaper. So it becomes a 4/4. So a 6 mana 4/4 flying. Or a 1 mana 1/1. So the power up, I don't know. I didn't see too many crazy cards with the power up. It gives you, I guess it gives you a lot of flexibility because you can play it as a 1/1 round 1, or you play it later and have a 4/4 flyer. But it comes at a cost, right? I don't think like a 6-drop 4/4 flying matters that much. It's a villain. It seems like 95%, or like someone said 95% is like all villains or heroes. And the rest is just other creatures. So this might still matter. But power up so far seems it gives you flexibility, but it comes at a high price. I feel like maybe a little bit too high. It's my first impression. So I don't think it's gonna be too amazing. But we'll see. AIM Scientists, 4 lands, 3/3. When this creature enters it, Conifs. Oh, we haven't seen Conif so far. So Conif is we basically draw a card when it enters, and then we discard a card. And if you discard a non-land card, it gives +1/+1 counter. And if you discard a land card, nothing happens, basically. You just cycle. And then you can cycle this away for land. For any basic land. Okay, so maybe conifing is... Conifing? Is that the word? Is the thing for blue? I don't know. So this allows you to basically draw a lot of cards. And like cycle cards around. And put +1/+1 counters and stuff. What I like about this, it gives you an ability to fix. Like you will be able to play this and go into 5 colors if that's the thing. I don't know. So hard to say whether this is the thing or whether this is good. It's also a common card. It's not legendary. We've seen tons of legendary white cards. Atlantean Cavalry. 3 mana, 3/2 vigilance. Whenever you draw your second card each turn. Okay, here we go. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So I assume that's one thing you do with blue. You conif. And the payout is going to be if you draw your second card each turn, right? So I guess these two work together. I don't know what archetype this goes together with. Probably not white. Probably, I think it was black. I think I had this conif like a year ago. There was a set where conifing and drawing 2 cards were the thing, and I think it went together with black. I might be wrong, but I think that's what I remember. So yeah, this guy works with him. Could be a good synergy. By himself, it's pretty mediocre. Atlantis attacks. Oh, here we go with the teamwork again. They seem very strong in white. Teamwork 4. So teamwork the way it works is you can basically play the spell and it's kind of like a kicker. You can like tap 4 power. So any creatures with power 4 or more, and then you can activate the additional effect, which is either choose one or choose both if you activate Teamwork. If the spell was cast using Teamwork, choose both instead. Target player creates a 6/5 blue Leviathan creature token with hexproof. Oh god, these guys again. And then return 1 or 2 target non-land permanents to their owner's hand. It seems... Well, you have to pay 7 lands and to tap 4 power. So maybe 1 or 2 creatures. But you get a 6/5 and you bounce 2 of his spells. Or like his creatures or whatever you want. It's probably not super bad. It's a bit expensive. Conniving pairs with evil cackles. What are cackles? I don't know what that is. Conniving? Is it actually the right word I used? Acting together in secret toward a fraudulent or illegal end? Is that really the definition? That is very villainous. I agree. Yeah, this seems like a good card, but maybe a little bit too expensive. I don't know how much ramp they have. But there is a white card for 1 land, which is a 2/1 that draws you card whenever you tap him for Teamwork, and he grows +1/+1 each time you do it. So I have a feeling it's going to be strong. Oh, Merfolk? We're doing Merfolks again? Really? Attima, Atlantean Warlord. 4 mana, 3/4. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1. Whenever one or more Merfolk you control attack a player, draw a card. I mean, if Merfolk is the thing, that's going to be strong. Yeah, you play it, everything grows, and you pretty much immediately draw a card if you attack. Cackle is like evil laughter. Okay, I didn't know that. I don't know that word. Oh, okay. 1 Merfolk at common? What do you mean? Like only 1 Merfolk in the whole set? We'll find out. I haven't seen a single Merfolk in white. Well, there's one here. That's this one, then. I guess that's the one you're talking about. Well, if there's only one, I guess that's a shit card, but we'll find out. Let's pay attention to whether there's any more Merfolks. So maybe not a thing. Again, power up. I don't know what power up does. Like, I know what it does, but does this go together with anyone, or is it literally just giving you flexibility in these cards? 2 mana, 1/3, power up, put a +1/+1 on this creature and draw 2 cards. Okay, so for 6 mana, you get a 3/5 that draws you 2 cards. So let's compare this with the 2/1 in Strixhaven, where you can tap 5 to draw 2 cards. That's 7 mana for a 2/1 that draws you 2 cards. This seems better. Because you can play it for 6 rather than paying 7, and this guy is going to be a 3/5 rather than a 2/1, and you draw 2 cards. But you can also pay it for 2. The only downside is 1 more, but it still grows. This guy is better than the 2/1. I don't know what the name was. The card I just played. Yes, it is. It is. I know how it works. I just don't know whether what my question was, is power up like an archetype, like a synergy effect? Because so far it just seems like it's by itself. I also have seen white power up cards. It might be in all colors. This card might matter. Like this could be a good card in like a control deck. It's like the 2/1 that draws you 5 cards right now in Strixhaven, just better. So this might actually be okay. If you play a control-y deck. Human Scientist. We found a non-villain and non-hero. That's rare. Here we go again, another mythic hero. We have seen tons of white mythic heroes. 1 mana, 1/1. Just trying to work out if it's good. This guy, yeah, I think it's fine. It's fine. I like to compare cards with other cards I played recently, and obviously you can't, like, if this set is way stronger than Strixhaven, which I think it is, we'll see, then obviously it's hard to compare, but just like to have a basic idea of whether that's more average or like above average. And this seems better than the 2/1. And I played the 2/1 a lot, and I think it was fine. It's a good 2-drop. It kind of like keeps you safe. And it has an extra effect in the late game, right? So for six mana, you get a 3/5, draw 2 cards. So you can play it early on to stay safe, or you get a lot of value out of it, or you play to stay safe and then get value. So I think it's not bad. It's also common. It just doesn't go together with heroes or villains, is probably the downside of him, because he's kind of like by himself. This is probably, this guy doesn't go in any archetype or synergy. I feel like this guy is more like, okay, if you're a control deck, play me. If you're not, probably don't do that. I think this is how this guy's going to end up, but I don't know. Bruce Banner, 1 mana, 1/1. We draw X cards. So we have to pay 2 though to draw 1. Activate only as sorcery. Oh, you can do it all over again though? And you can transform Bruce Banner? Okay guys, who's Bruce Banner? Bruce Banner is Hulk? Oh my god, I didn't say that. Should I have known that? I don't know. I just know the Hulk. I don't know the guy behind the Hulk. I'm such an idiot, man. I don't know anything about Marvel. I had a feeling Bruce Banner I need to know. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, how many people how many of you did know that Bruce Banner is Hulk? Honest answers only. I just want to see how many Marvel fans are in here and how many are not. Okay, this must be good. 5 mana, 8/8. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Reach Trample. Whenever the Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him. And there's an additional combat. Okay, so this guy, this is obvious. Just fucking run over. Green, red. Oh, okay. Well, but this is a blue card. And you would have to be able to fix with double red and double green. So you kind of want to be blue base and then have a lot of fixing available in order to transform this dude. Otherwise, he draws you a lot of cards. I guess that's good enough. It kind of like takes a turn, but I feel like this is going to be hard to activate though. Because honestly, is there a lot of fixing in this set? Because we have seen this other dude. I'm not sure I'm going to find him. This guy. For 1 mana, 2/1, and then tap 5 different lands in order to activate his power up. It's not even that great. That gives me a feeling that fixing is going to be super easy. Because this seems very hard to pull off. We'll find out, I guess. But once this guy is also a hero, so if you have this in Captain America, it's game over. Captain America protects everything. Yeah. You can cast the backside? I don't think you can. That's not how it works. You only get this dude. You have to play him out in order to flip him. You can't just play the flip card. That's how I remember transform. So you have to play blue and then be able to fix this. And you don't want to have, like, you don't want to splash blue with this guy, I don't think. I guess that's possible. If you play green, red, and have a lot of fixing, you can splash this in, but it's slow. What do you mean, nope? Are you saying you can cast this guy? I am 90% 99% sure that transform works in a way that you have to play this dude and then you have to transform him. You can't just like start with this guy. Right? Really? It doesn't... I am not sure, Absenta. Because why would it not say then that I can transform this guy? Because what if I want to transform this into a 1/1? I'm pretty sure you have to cast this and then transform this. Well, you cannot what? Oh, so I can either cast it like this or like this and transform it. It's not going back to Bruce Banner. Yeah, I understand, but I've had transform before, and if I remember correctly, transform works in a way that you have to play the basic card and then you flip it. Let's put this on hold for now. I kind of doubt Absentas, right? What am I remembering then? Is it not called transform? Is it... Okay, I'll believe you then. Okay, well that makes it better then. You can just like play this dude in a green-red deck and the 5 mana 8/8. Really? 6 mana 8/8. I still don't believe it. Yes. Anyway. Let's move on. Depower 3 lands. So obviously if you can play it right away, it's pretty good. I still don't believe it though. But if 2 of you say it's right, then I guess I have to. Center for president. Okay, we have Depower 3 lands. The spell costs 2 less if it targets an attacking creature. Target -4, oh, and you draw a card. We've seen these cards several times before. Doesn't... I mean, you will want to play this, I guess, in a control deck as well. Doesn't seem too amazing unless you have a lot of side effects from playing a lot of spells. But then, you can only really play this card if you stay super defensively. On offense, it's going to be 3 lands for giving a -4/-0. I know you draw a card, but it's... doesn't seem amazing to me, to be very honest. I don't think it's going to matter that much. Echo, Perceptive Prodigy, 3 mana 1/4 Vigilance. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control from a creature source. You may choose new targets for the copy. So you could copy power up. You could like copy power ups. You could copy activated, right? Activated or triggered. Okay, it doesn't matter. So you could double this by just tapping 1 land. This could actually be very strong. This could actually be very strong in specific decks. You could double the Conif. I guess doubling Conif doesn't do too much. But this guy, if power up is a thing, I guess you want to play this guy. From MTG, model double face cards that transform. Opt for maximum flexibility. Each one has 2 card faces, and if you're casting one, you choose. Really? But this must be new then, right? Because I remember that transform was not like that. It's not that transform is new. Maybe they did it for this set? Okay, well, that changes things. That changes things. Thanks for the information, Movin. Change it for Spider-Man. Okay, so I wasn't remembering it incorrectly. I just wasn't informed. Gotcha. Thank you, Absenta. You know I'm not reading. Cool, thanks, guys. Well, I thought I was crazy. I was like, I'm 100% sure transform works the way I explained it. But if they change it for Spider-Man... I guess it's kind of like better to draft, like it's easier to create decks with them then, because you can, it's a good first pick. If you don't know what color you're going to play, it covers 3 colors already, right? So that's kind of nice. I really hate reading. So I read the start of the sentence and then the end. So from MTG, and then gives you max flexibility. Choose which one you're casting is what I read. Okay, well, good to know. That's very interesting information. Makes the draft a little bit easier to understand, I guess. Because if you then don't draft the blue card because you think, I'm not going to transform it anyway, and you're playing a red-green deck, that might matter in your draft if you play it for the first time. So that's good to know. I think this guy can be fucking strong in a power-up deck. There might be other effects which might matter, but this could matter. Usually these like copy, target, activated, or triggered ability is kind of like not working that well, but this card might actually matter in this set. I don't know. I have to check out the other cards first. Falcon's Wing Harness. I feel like equipment is also a thing. I've seen a couple of white equipments. 2 mana. When this equipment enters, attach it to a creature. Creature gets +1/+1 and flying and ward 1. Equipping is 3. But it makes everything flying, which I guess is fair. And it gets attached right away. It doesn't have flash though. Hard to say whether this is going to matter. It's probably not as bad as people think. Because giving something flying and basically allowing your whole board to fly, potentially, can be fucking strong. It was not about reading Beyond. It was just about knowing that Transform works another way around. It's kind of crazy that they start changing effects. Because people who have knowledge about Magic and are not prepared, and there's a lot of streamers out there who don't prepare, they just go into the first draft. They're going to read it the way I did, because they know Transform works the other way. So this is going to cause some problems for the first 2 drafts, I guess, until people are like, how did you just play the Hulk right away in my face? So it's important to know. We're all learning. That's why we're doing it. Interesting. A lot of flex to get 2 cards for 1 and even have a bridge between the 2 if you have the mana comp. Yeah, this card might, it's hard to say. I think it's okay. It's probably okay. It's a bit expensive for 3 lands, but you can you can use it and equip it right away. It could matter in a red-green deck if you splash this in. Probably hard to splash. I don't know. Blue seems very defensive so far. More like control-y with a 1/4. 1/1 draws you cards. 1/3 draws you cards. It feels very defensive. In which this card might not matter that much then. But that might be an archetype. We'll see. Let's move on. 5 mana Falcon Winged Wanderer. 5 mana 3/4 flying. When Falcon enters, you get a 1/1 blue bird with flying. So you play this, you get a 1/1 flyer, and when this flyer attacks... when the flyer attacks, you can surveil 1. I mean, when are you ever going to attack with a 1/1 flyer? Yeah, I guess you can. Like, if your opponent doesn't have flyers. I guess that happens. Seems mediocre, though. Right? Doesn't seem too exciting to me. I don't know what else to say about this guy. It doesn't seem very exciting. Frozen in Ice. You can enchant a creature. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and can't become untapped. Oh yeah, we've seen this before. This is actually gonna be strong. I am pretty sure. Because there's a lot of indestructible and protect your whole board kind of thing. So if you play this on Captain America, for example, there's even Captain America in the background. I swear I didn't see this up until I said it. I think this is Captain America's shield, isn't it? So this dude is for Captain America. It's going to be a very good best of 3 card, but even in best of 1 it might matter because it's literally removal. And it kind of like, yeah, like removes all the abilities from Captain America, for example, and then the whole board becomes available again. Okay. I was hoping to find cards like this because otherwise white heroes are going to be broken. And I've seen a couple of these already, so we might be okay, guys. We might end up being okay. This card will matter. 100% sure. When this artifact enters, draw a card. Sacrifices artifact, draw 2 cards. Looks shit. There's probably an artifact archetype. I assume red-blue is going to be artifacts. And then playing this will trigger a couple of effects, so it might actually be okay. The card itself, by himself, is pretty bad. Because, you know, like, you play a card to draw a card for 2, and then you have to tap 4 to draw 2 more cards. That's usually not that great. There are many Sarah Angels kind of cards in the set. Removal in you. Yeah. So this will go into the artifact deck. If there's an artifact deck, I'm not sure. 4 mana 3/2, flash flying. When this creature enters, choose 1. Yeah. I assume artifact synergies is going to be... This might matter. Flash flying, 4 mana 3/2. When this creature enters, choose 1. Tap target non-permanent, untap target non-permanent. Doesn't seem good. It's also an insect. So it won't have any creature type synergies. It doesn't seem to have any synergies with anything. It's just a flyer. It's just a flyer that delays your opponent a little bit or like opens up his defense. So you can play this kind of like in a control deck potentially, but also in a beatdown deck. But I don't think blue is ever a beatdown deck really. So I don't know if this... I don't think this card is going to matter. This is going to be in the last picks of your packs, I think. It's probably playable, but it's more like a emergency card if you don't find anything else. Is what I think is going to happen. Okay, this Hodratic Helpel I feel like is going to be good. We've seen a couple of artifacts now. 2 mana, 2/3 defender, and it ramps you. It will only be good with artifacts though. So you can like use this to play artifacts. I think this is going to be good. Keeps you safe. It triggers your artifacts and it ramps your artifacts. Defender sucks, but I think it's going to be I think it's going to matter actually. Unless ramping in artifact is not really helpful, unless the artifacts are cheap. But even then, I think this is not going to be bad. If there is an artifact archetype, which I'm pretty sure now there is. So again, control deck. Artifact seems to be control, right? Draw cards. You outvalue your opponent, you stay safe. I agree that defender isn't great, but I think this is going to matter. Rather than this guy. It's just weird. Sometimes there's so many random, like just random cards where you just don't know why they were put there. I don't know. I'm Iron Man. I know Iron Man. Until end of turn, target artifact or creature becomes an artifact creature. Artifact or creature becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 4/4 and against flying. Draw a card. Oh, so any artifact you could make to a 4/4. So you could like play this and then give this 4/4 flying for 1 turn. You draw a card as well. Probably not horrible. You can even use this in very rare cases as a removal spell. Yeah. Without drawing a card, pretty shit. But with drawing a card, I think it's actually not super bad. It's like a little bit of a combat trick. Oh, it's 3 lands? I thought it was 2 lands. Oh. As soon as there's combat tricks which are more than 2 lands, I kind of like stay away from cards usually. 2 lands would have been justified to make it a good card. 3 lands is going to be difficult, I think. I think this is going to be difficult. Not a big fan, I don't think. Ironheart, Clever Champion, 5 mana, 3/4. We're coming into the res. Okay. Improvise. I don't know what improvise is. Your artifacts can help cast this spell. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities pays for 1. I don't know if I understand this. Your artifacts can help cast the spell. Okay, so I can tap my artifacts for these lands, I assume. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities. So I tap 3 artifacts to play for 3 mana. Oh, it's just the explanation. Oh, sorry, I overthought this. Why does it say you tap after you're done activating mana abilities? I'm reading reading too much now. Wait, I don't understand. I still don't understand. I don't like 3-land combat tricks because it's too expensive. You usually don't have 3 lands up to do a combat trick. What if you don't need to play it? Then you sit there with 3 open lands and you haven't played your creature. I mean, you can play it afterwards, I guess, but it's too expensive. That's what I thought. So you can use artifacts to cast this, but what does it? Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities. So does it mean you can only use your artifacts once you tapped out all your mana? This is kind of, I don't know what that means. Absenta? You seem to know everything. Artifacts can help cast this spell. Understand. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities. After you're done activating mana abilities. Honestly, that sounds to me like you have to tap all your lands. And then your artifacts pay. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure on this. And then it's flying, and non-creature spells you cast have improvise. So all your spells that are no creatures also have this effect, which we don't quite understand. Let's just assume improvise is like, what's it called? Convoke, just for artifacts. But I'm not 100% sure. I'll investigate. Seems okay in an artifact deck, I guess. Makes it pretty cheap. If you play a lot of artifacts, it becomes, yeah, this is pretty good. Not completely broken, but okay. Go on. Iron Lad, Divergent Destiny. Okay, artifacts, 100% is going to be a thing. I don't know what color it goes with, but usually with red, right? It's going to be blue-red, I'm pretty sure. So 3 mana, 2/2 Flying Vigilance. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's an artifact card, draw a card. Okay, so you have to reveal it to your opponent, and then you draw a card. Okay, that seems good. That seems quite good. Another legendary. This seems good to me. it feels like Artifact is gonna be a control deck, which is not always the case, but you're drawing a lot of cards and you have some defenders in there. Could be strong. They have a lot of flyers too. So you're sitting back, you get a lot of cards, and you have a lot of lethal invasive threats in the air. Artifacts might be a thing. Might be a very, very strong thing. Justice Vance Astrovic. When Justice enters, return up to one target non-land, non-token permanent to its owner's hand. Non-land, non-token permanent. So no tokens, no lands. Whenever another non-land permanent you control is returned, put up this one. Okay. So I assume you're going to trigger this anyway. So you play it for... it's a 3/3 flyer that bounces something. That seems quite good. That seems pretty good to me. Very good, actually. It's like the mage, just better. Because it's flying and it gives you +1/+1. The only thing is you can't bounce tokens. That's the downside of it. So you can't actually remove anything. Yeah. Again, good for control deck because it slows your opponent down. You get another flyer, 3/3 flyer. It's good. Yeah, and it's strong. Even the 3/3 flyer for 3 lands is not bad. So that's going to be a very important card. Is this an artifact? No. It's a mutant hero, another hero. Here we go with the villains. Kang the Conqueror. I don't know this dude. Flying, power up. 4 mana, 4/5 flying. Power up 8 mana. Put a +1/+1 counter on Kang. Take an extra turn after this one. Ooh. During that turn, power up abilities can't be activated. So if you play him and activate this right away, that's -4. So it's 8 for 8 lands. You can do all of this in one go, and you get another turn. Seems excellent. You get a whole other turn, so you can draw another card. You can tap, like you can untap everything. You get to play a lot of shit. This is going to be a very good card. Very, very good card. Each creature you control that you've put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on this turn has hexproof. This goes in Conith, I assume? Whenever you draw your second... yeah, whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1. Okay. This is going to be a good card. So far we have artifacts red-blue, I assume. Then we have Conith, I assume blue-black. And we have teamwork blue-white. Not sure if blue-green is the thing. I haven't seen anything yet. I think that's how it goes, right? This card is going to be amazing, I think, in a Conif deck. Is it? It's also legendary, so you can only play 1 or 2. I don't want to look at the archetypes right now, Absenta. We're trying to figure it out ourselves. Don't click on the link, guys. It's gonna ruin the surprise. I assume many of you have already read all the cards. I haven't. So Leader's Super Genie is 4 mana 1/3. If a creature you control would Conif, instead you draw a card, then that creature Conifs. Ooh. Well, I mean, this is pretty good. The beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control Conifs. Okay, well, so whenever you Conif, you Conif, but before you do that, you draw an extra card. So you basically draw 2 cards and then have to throw 1 away. And then at the beginning of combat, you Conif. So every combat, you draw a card and you Conif to draw another card. And then whenever you Conif, you also draw an additional card. Is that clear? Easy, right? That's a good card. Just keep in mind, if you play Conif, play this dude. It's pretty insane. We don't like reading. Agree. Yes. Good card. Very good card. Is this an artifact? No. Loki, God of Mischief. Whenever a player or permanent becomes the target of an ability you control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So, well, this is kind of like Conif, right? Player or permanent becomes the target. Any player or any permanent. Oh, wow. But it's an ability you control. So if you play a Conif deck, I guess this guy works well as well. You also draw a lot of cards. Very good card. Just pay attention to the artwork. The thing is, I don't know most of the Marvel heroes, so I don't know if they're hitting it right. Captain America is pretty good. Captain America looks very good. I don't know Loki. I don't know Super Genius. I don't know whether they're actually accurate or not, so it's hard for me. I can give you a general comment about the artwork. 4 mana 2/4. Mr. Fantastic. I've heard about Mr. Fantastic. Reach. Whenever one or more tokens you control enter, you may draw a card. Oh. Tokens? That a thing? We have seen some white tokens. Not too many. I think there was 2 or 3 cards that create tokens. Maybe. This could be good if tokens is a thing. Because in Strixhaven you also have some effects for tokens. Like hop on, hop off, the bunny card. But eventually, yeah, and this white mana 3-drop that kind of like boosts all your tokens if you create tokens. But I've tried to make it work, but it's really hard because there's barely any token triggers in Strixhaven. I have a feeling this might be the same issue here because I haven't seen too many tokens, but we're only in white and blue yet, so I don't know. Might matter. I heard about the infinite loops, and you assemble all 4 of the Fantastic Four. Oh, yeah, that makes sense actually. I guess you win if you assemble them all. That makes sense. We'll find out what it is. Miss Marvel? No clue. Vigilance Reach. You have no maximum hand size. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. Until end of turn, she gains base power is equal to the number of cards in your hand. Targeting creatures. True, we've seen that in white as well. Seems good. Depends on your deck. You need to play a deck where you target a lot of your own creatures. Otherwise, it's just a 1/4. Which potentially draws your cards. Depends on the deck you're playing, but could be good. Multiversal recursion. For each non-token creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Oh, another token thing. Oh, wait. For each non-token you control, create a token that's a copy. Ooh. Except it isn't legendary, so you can copy your whole board. This is one of these cards that can be game ending, but it can also be one of these cards that you top deck and your board is empty, and then it's complete shit. And I feel like it's not going to be super amazing because you can't use it in a token deck. Because I want to play this card if I go super wide. Because then almost guaranteed you're going to copy your whole board and it's going to be a good effect. But if you don't go super wide and don't have a lot of creatures, this might not matter. And 7 lands is also not cheap. Might not be that great. It's kind of like a maybe good, maybe not. And in general, you kind of want to stay away from these cards. I have a feeling it's not going to be that great. Namor the Submariner. Flying. Mythic. 3 lands. X4. Power is equal to the number of merfolks. Oh, wait. Who said that there was only one merfolk? Oh, you said there was only one common merfolk. That might be right. But another merfolk. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell with one or more blue mana symbols, and its mana cost, create that many 1/1. Ooh. I mean, this is good no matter what you play. Because this guy creates tokens every turn if you play creatures, no matter what creatures. And it grows and grows and grows. And it's flying. I didn't even see that. Yeah, this is a good card. You can play this card in almost every deck, unless there's like a spell deck where you only play like spells. This seems very good. Is this a hero? It's a villain. Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm stupid. Non-creature spell. I misread the card. Sorry. You want to play this in a non-creature deck. Like when you play a lot of spells. You're right. I misread the card. Oh, he has tiny wings on his ankles. Wait, this guy's underwater. It's a submariner. Why would he have fucking wings on his ankles? That doesn't make sense. Does anyone know this guy? He flies underwater. I can fly underwater. You don't need wings for that. That's stupid. I think he got something wrong here. Is this actually a Marvel hero? Does anyone know this guy? Is this actually a thing? Is this a movie or what? I feel like you guys just want to talk about the artwork, not about the cards. And Flying U-Boat. It's a good card in a non-creature deck. Okay. Pim Particles. Target creature gains vigilance until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Draw card. Probably not going to be great. I don't know. This could be good when you have big creatures. Blue seems very control-y though, which makes this card horrible. Probably not going to be super... How do you draw a card? It's hard to say right now whether it's going to be good, but I'll probably stay away from this card at the beginning. There's probably a way to play this. Aquaman was a ripoff. So like copy of Aquaman. This was created after Aquaman. Yeah, doesn't make sense. Rewrite history. Whenever one or more creatures you control become tapped, draw a card. Then discard a card and put a plan counter on this enchantment. All these plan counters. There's also a white card that has plan counters. So whenever you tap, you cycle and then put a counter. And then when the fourth counter is on it, you can sacrifice it and then return 2 target instants and sorceries cards from your graveyard to your hand. So it lets you cycle your cards and then you get 2 instants and sorceries back from your graveyard. I guess in a Conniv deck, because you draw cards. That's a tough one. I don't know if this is going to be good. Only in very specific decks it might matter. But it doesn't really work in Conniv either. Because Conniv only triggers once anyway. And all the payouts are only if you draw your second card. So it doesn't matter if you draw 5 or 6. This is going to mill you out pretty quickly if you attack with like all these merfolks here. You're just going to like lose 8 cards. Oh wait, one or more creatures you control become tapped. Oh no, it's only triggers once. Okay, never mind. So it's actually slow. It's actually quite slow. So it basically means this is going to only be activated after 4 attacks. No, yeah, that's what I thought, but if you attack with 8 creatures, it only triggers once. So you play this, and then you need to attack 4 times in order to activate this dude. It's probably shit. I don't think it's going to be good. I might be wrong. There might be some archetype where it supports what this guy is doing, but I don't think it is. You can crew for tapping. Yeah, okay, teamwork. Whenever one of the creatures you control become tapped. Fair. So you don't have to attack, but you have to activate teamwork 4 times. Yeah, this is a teamwork card. Still, it takes 4 turns. I don't think it's gonna good. I don't think it's gonna be good. Yeah, it's very slow, and it doesn't do anything. You play it out, and it doesn't do anything for you, and it's 3 lands as well. I don't even know if even for 1 land I would play this guy. It seems, yeah, the plans seem very slow. I don't think this card gonna matter. Again, like I don't know half. I don't know. I've seen 10% of the set so far, but I don't think it's gonna be good. Secret Invasion. Enchant creature you control. When this aura enters, exile up to 1 target creature other than enchanted creature until this aura leaves the battlefield. So one of your opponents, I guess. And then enchanted creature becomes a copy of that creature. Oh, until this aura leaves the battlefield. That's insane. So you can enchant your creature, and then you can exile an opponent's creature, which in most cases you'll probably do. And then you get a copy of that creature. The downside is if your opponent kills this guy, then he gets his creature back. Oh, no, sorry. You don't get the opponent's creature. You just like switch the enchanted creature to your opponent's creature. Could still be, it's still good. It's like a removal, and you can like turn a 1/1 into whatever your opponent is playing. It's still a very good card. And it also has War 2. It's going to be good. And yeah, another exile removal. So all this indestructible so far. I mean, we've only seen blue and white, so obviously there's no damage in here. But so far, these are the counters to all the indestructible things. Shield, deployment drone. Flying 2/2. It's an artifact. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Might matter. If you want to go wide, it's an artifact. There's surely some very good artifact triggers where you just want to play artifacts. You can, yes, you can turn one of your creatures into Hulk, and you can remove his Hulk. So let's say you have a 1/1 out, and your opponent has Hulk out. You play it on your 1/1, and then your 1/1 turns into Hulk, and his Hulk disappears, as long as this enchantment is out. As soon as he removes it, he gets it back. And also your guy is going to turn into a 1/1 again, and he gets his creature back. So if this guy goes away, that's the downside, everything's back to normal. But it boosts your creature and it removes something for 3 lands, and it has protection of War 2. It's very good. This is just probably just an artifact trigger. It's a common card. Nothing crazy, but probably good enough to play it in some decks. Vehicle. I think that's the first vehicle I'm seeing. So, flash flying, When this creature enters, exile up to one target creature you control. Okay, so this guy can protect your creatures. You can play it in response when someone, like when your opponent is trying to remove one of your creatures. You can flicker it. It's a rare. It's not horrible. It's crew 1, so it's not too hard to crew, and it's a 3/3 flyer, which is hard to kill if it's not, because it's not a creature. Like, it only sometimes is a creature, and it protects your creatures as well. So even if you don't use this effect, it's still like a 3/3 flying. They can crew in, and it can also be a surprise for your opponent, so you can play this when he attacks you with a 2/2 and just block the 2/2 dead. Or like trade for a flyer. So this card's good. This card's good. I do like it. Shuri Wekanden, Inventor. Wekanden. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So yeah, obviously you're playing this in an artifact deck. You tap him and 1 mana. Target artifact you control becomes a copy of a second target artifact you control. Until end of turn. Except it isn't legendary. Okay. Yeah, you want to play this in an artifact deck. It's probably good. Looks very good. Makes everything cheaper. We also have ramper cards in artifact. Artifact seems to be strong. Did I say he? Her? Okay, it's a she. Obviously she. Stature size shifter. She seems very strong. And big. Stature can't be blocked if her power is 1 or less. Okay. Power up, put X+1. Oh. And you can use power up as on instant speed. You don't have to do this before attacking. So what you can do is you can attack with her, wait until your opponent declares blocks. And he can't block him, and then once it's done, you just pump her to an 8/8 if you have enough mana and kill your opponent. Ugh, come on. Look at the size, okay? I was not saying she's fat. I was saying she's big. She's almost as tall as a fucking skyscraper. Would you say she's tall? And then opponent picks her for one every cry. Yeah. That's the downside. That's the downside. So against red, it's a bit weird. But it could also be a final blow. There's not much your opponent can do about it. And then, like, it stays an 8/8, right? I mean, if you have 10 lands available, that is. But, yeah. I mean... Remember that if you play it, you can also just play this as a... You can play it out and make it a... For 7 lands, you can make it a 6/6. That's correct? Yes. No, you can make it a 7/7. So it's basically, you can decide how... Like, if you have 7 lands, this is going to be a 7/7. If you want to play it out as a 7/7 right away. Well, you can't do it in the same turn. You have to play it and then activate this, right? So you could still ping it for 1 and he dies. But for 7 lands, you're going to make this a 7/7. So, very flexible card, and it can, like, kill your opponent without him being able to block it. Seems good. Can you use it? You can also use this defensively, right? Yeah. So you could just sit there with counters in hand, open lands, and just, this could be like a 5/5 or whatever if you tap 5 lands and block something. So, very flexible card. I think I like this card. I think it's good. Is there something else? A hero. Super Intelligence, 1 mana. Enchant creature. At the beginning of the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, that player draws a card. Oh. It seems So you draw 2 cards each turn, unless your opponent kills your creature. You can also play it on your opponent's creature, but that would be stupid unless you want to mill him. You activate it as instant time. That's how I read it. It doesn't say sorcery. So you can just like use it defensively, you can use it offensively, but you can only do it once. And it gets cheaper if you play the card in the same turn. So you could play it for 1, and then you only play X plus 1 blue. But yeah, instant speed. I'm not sure about super intelligence. It doesn't do anything other than letting you draw cards from the next turn on if your opponent doesn't deal with your creature. So you could play it on a 1/1, so you have to use removal on a 1/1, but you also lose a card for it. I would probably not put too much priority on this card. It can be game deciding. Like if your opponent doesn't deal with your creature right away, you draw each turn, you draw an additional card, right? So it can like win you the game. But it could also be a card that you play. It's like an enchanting your creature, right? And then he just kills it, and then it didn't do anything. But it's only 1 land as well. Yeah. Maybe not. It's not horrible. But not sure I want to play this at the start. Super Suit. Flash, when this equipment enters, attach it to target creature. Untap that creature. Gets +1/+2 and equip 2. Yeah. Whatever. Wondrous Wasp. Flash 2/1 flying. When it enters, tap up to 1 target creature. It loses all abilities for as long as he's on the battlefield. She's on the battlefield. Sorry. Not the 1-drop I would like to play in any deck. Yeah, I agree. This card seems good. Basically like half of a removal. So you can deactivate Captain America, for example, or Hulk's effects. Yeah, this is very good. 2 mana, 2/1 flying flash. That kind of like removes the creature. Kind of. Seems very good to me. It's also rare. Hero. Okay, the first draw cards. 3 mana, draw 3 cards, and discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact card. Yeah, fine. Like in an artifact deck, good. In all other decks, pretty shit. But even in an artifact deck, you would have to throw away like a valuable card. You probably draw 1 land. It's fine. It's fine. Not too exciting. Okay, how much more do we have to go? Let's just take a look. Oh, not that many. We're almost at the end. It's only 4 more cards. And it's going to be an interesting... Tony Stark. I have a feeling I need to know who he is. Every ability counter is for Captain America. It's just a very good thing to refer to because he just does everything. He just explains how the set works pretty much. It just like gives protection to everything. It's just a very good example of describing how good cards are. We hate Captain America unless he's like an Arcane Omens, unless he's on our side. Otherwise, we hate him. But there's some counter cards, so it's not going to be as crazy, but it can be devastating. Because if you start having more than 1 card that protects everything on the board, everything is protected from each other, and then it becomes a little bit awkward. I don't know who this is. Are we going to find out? Well, let's see what he does first, because we've just learned you can play these transform cards right away as the transform effect. You don't have to play this guy first, for everyone who just joined. I didn't know that. Unless everyone's lying in here to me. So, Tony Stark, 2 mana, 1/3. It's a hero, legendary. You can tap him and one land. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. So you draw a card, basically, in an artifact deck. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So you have a high chance of drawing a card if you play it in artifacts. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. Now, who is he? Is he Invincible Iron Man? So he's Tony Stark's Iron Man? Nobody knows the guys behind. Flying haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. With an equipment, attach it to the Invisible Iron Man. So I guess equipments go with artifacts. That makes sense. You can't even decide. Okay. Seems pretty good. 5 mana fly, like 6 mana 5/5 flying haste that kind of like ramps you or puts stuff from your hand onto the battlefield. Seems good. You probably won't trigger this effect all the time because once you play a 6-drop, you probably have played your hand already. But there's also a lot of card draws, so it might matter. Yeah, it seems like a good thing. And you can also just play him as a 1/3 and just draw tons of cards. And you can even use this in like... Yeah, you can use this in an artifact deck. That confirms that red blue is going to be artifacts, right? Helmet on table? Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't pay attention. I also don't look at pictures. I don't know where my eyes are going, but I'm not reading and I don't look at pictures, okay? I was busy reading the card. While you sit there... You just listen to what I say, and you can look at the art. You get it all read out. So please give me some credit here. Okay, it's Iron Man. But you only knew it because the helmet was on the table. Anyway, this card is good in an artifact deck. In a non-artifact deck, it's still fine. It's still a 5/5 flyer haste. But it's not crazy good. If you compare this to the 5-drop 5/5 haste flying in Strixhaven, this is worse. So artifact deck, very good. All other decks, it's fine. It's not horrible. Probably not that good in all other decks. All about the general vibe. It's all good. It's all good. But again, I don't know the Marvel guys, so okay, 3 more cards. We have the Trickster Stratagem. The owner of target creature an opponent controls puts it into the library second from the top on the bottom. Okay, like removal. Then up to 1 target creature you control Connors. So yeah, I guess you want to put this in a Conniv deck. But this is a sorcery, it's not instant speed. So if you compare this to, again, the Strixhaven card for 4 mana, which was an instant and hit the same effect, and even got cheaper if it was attacking, this is way worse. I know you get to Conniv, but you can't even use it as a combat trick. But the upside is he puts it second from the top and not on top or the bottom. So it gives you a little bit more time if you remove something very big. That makes it a little bit better. But that being a sorcery, it's not the most exciting removal spell. On the other hand, with all the indestructible, it becomes a little bit better again. It's probably fine, but it's very expensive. See you, Absenta. Have a good one. Thanks for clarifying the transform. Okay, well, I guess this card is fine, but it's not going to be the best removal. So if you're short on removal, play it, but it probably matters a little bit more in Conniv. 2 more cards, and then we're done, guys. We say the nay. Teamwork 2. As an additional cost to cast the spell, you may tap any number of creatures you control. Yeah, we know what that does. Sorry, I'm reading it out. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. Counter that spell unless its controller pays 4. Yeah, well, in the late game, these cards become worse. It will bring you in the late game, I guess. Yeah, it's like I'm always trying to compare, but it's kind of like it's like a bad spell pierce, like more expensive, but I guess it targets all the spells and not only non-creature spells. Somewhere in the middle. It's a fine card, but I would probably not play it. I would probably not play that. Not very often, unless I'm like very control-y and I need to find something to to get into the late game. But it wouldn't be my prioritized card, I don't think. Okay, one more is Wiccan, Rising Magician. 5 mana, 4/4 flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile another target non-land, non-token permanent. Return the card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Oh, so you just flicker an opponent's creature? Oh, it could also be your creature. Which might matter in like when you have a lot of creatures with enter effects. So you can play this. It's a bit clunky. It's a 5 mana 4/4 flying hero and it's legendary and it's a bit clunky. But if you have a lot of good enter effects with your creatures, this could be strong. I feel like it's like the 5-drop 4/4 in Strixhaven that copies your instants and sorcery spells. It's a bit clunky. It's probably easy to remove. Probably won't play this card too often either. Not too excited about it. Yeah, like I'm gonna be yeah, I think it's gonna be easy to remember what I thought about the card. And then when we start drafting in 2 weeks, not even, it's only 12 days. Only 12 days left, guys. Very excited. Then it's going to be interesting to see what cards are actually going to turn out this way and which ones are not. So it also gives me a bit more reflection because most of the time when a new set came out, I literally just went through them the day before. I just read them really quick. Didn't even think about them. Just like I have like a basic idea what the archetypes are. And then I went for it. But doing this in detail is actually interesting because it will prepare you a little bit better. Just thinking about it a bit longer rather than just reading it and what decks you're going to play it, what the archetypes are. And you also find out what's like deep. And with deep, I mean, for example, there's tons of heroes. So anything that boosts heroes is going to be super strong. But then teamwork, which seems to be blue and white. Maybe it's all colors. I'm not sure yet. But there is teamwork blue and white cards, but I haven't seen a ton of them. Like I haven't seen a lot. So it might be hard to pull off. And then also merfolks. I haven't seen a lot of merfolks. So it's important to know how many cards there actually are in the set. So to summarize, teamwork seems strong, but it seems like there's not too many teamwork cards. So I'm not sure whether you can pull this off that easily. I might be wrong, but so far in blue and white, I haven't seen too many. Playing heroes in general, any card that boosts your heroes is going to be good because there's almost every card is a hero. Artifacts is very deep. You have a lot of red. Oh, you have a lot of blue artifacts. I don't know about red yet, but we've seen tons of artifacts. So this will for sure matter. Which is going to be blue and red, if I'm not mistaken. We learned that transform you can play right away. You don't have to flip the card. You can just play the opposite card. Which is also interesting to know. And then, yeah, we don't know. We didn't get further with only one creature attacking. We didn't really get further with targeting your creature with spells. Not too many cards in there either. So I feel like blue is going to be artifacts and maybe teamwork, and then Conif seems to be very strong as well. There's a lot of Conif cards. And all the enchantments that put plan counters on them that we've seen seem very, very slow. I'm not sure they're going to matter. I'm pretty sure you can pull this off somehow with a deck, but even if you have the right cards, I think it's not going to matter that much. It's going to be too slow, is my impression. I don't know. This is just what my first impression is reading blue and white. That's all I've done. Haven't seen any other cards. And we'll also stop here. So we'll finish blue and white, and tomorrow we're going to look at black. And then we're going to reveal what the Reaper does, because I don't know. And everyone seems to be very excited about the card. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We did one draft today. We're going to do the same tomorrow. I'll start with a draft. Either best of one or best of three, depending on how quick the queues are. And then we're going to do the review. So the first hour is going to be a draft, and then the second hour is going to be a review. Thanks, guys. Thanks for... Oh, wait. Thanks for the feedback as well. For me, it's also exciting to read this in detail. We're gonna be super well prepared once we start. We're gonna know all the cards. You rarely get to go in person pre-releases. You got a spot? Really? Is it that hard? I usually just rock up and there's always like spots available. But yeah, they are very popular. It's packed. I will do the same. There's usually it's probably in the same thing in all the shops. I think it starts on Fridays and then it goes the whole weekend. They're basically doing the pre-release the whole weekend. There's lots of events going on, lots of drafts, a lot of sealed. Most of them are sealed, I think. I think they're all sealed. So I might go too. It's next weekend. So the 19th is going to be the pre-release, right? And then on the 23rd is going to come to Arena, and that's where we start drafting the set, which I'm very excited about. I'm a little bit bored about Strixhaven now. We've played it quite a lot. So it's good that this is coming, and then The Hobbit is coming 2 months later, which is also very quick. So we have a lot of changes and a lot of things ahead of us, and this set is also not super small. It's actually quite big. I think it's bigger than Strixhaven, is what we figured out. So it's not going to be a super quick one either. I don't know how good it's going to be. It seems very strong.